So, Professor, thank you very much for joining Energy Live News. Of course, I would like to start with your recent study about the solar panels that grow spinach by pulling in water vapor from the air, and that can give a low-cost strategy to produce crops in the desert. Can you give us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I want to thank you for having me. As we all know that solar energy is an essential component of our global sustainability. Nowadays, photovoltaics or PV panel is the most popular way of converting solar energy to generate electricity. However, PV panel has a serious problem. Commercial PV panel has energy efficiency between 10 to 20%. It means that those commercial PV panels will have 80 to 90% of the solar energy the panel absorbs to be converted to heat. Heat is a waste on the panel. And as you can see, as the heat is accumulated in the panel, it reduces the electricity generation performance and also shortens the lifetime of the panel. But at the same time, we can also think of the heat as a type of resource. So this is where our technology comes in. Our technology offers two options. Number one, it can help to significantly cool down the PV panel so to increase the energy production performance. At the same time, the second option allows the panel to actually get water from the thin air, and then that water can be utilized to help to grow crops in desert area.
Can you tell us, please, how this is made possible? I mean, of course, I have read the study, and it says that solar panels are coated with hydrogel, a kind of squeezy water, polymer. Can you tell us, can you explain how the system will work?
Yeah, absolutely. So the hydrogel is the essence of the whole system, right? We choose special hydrogel that is capable of harvesting water vapor from air, typically in the evening time or at night. So by the morning time, the hydrogel, which is on the backside of PV panel, is already fully saturated with water. Now, during the daytime, the PV waste heat flows into the hydrogel. So the heat will drive water to evaporate out of the hydrogel. So if you do the evaporation into the open air, this process can generate a lot of cooling. So that cooling will lead the PV to generate more electricity. Now, if you do the evaporation in a closed chamber, you can condense the vapor and produce the fresh water. So the hydrogel is very special. The choice of hydrogel has to be based on the application scenario. If you make this system to work in a very dry area, you will have a hydrogel which will be different than if the system were to be used in a very humid area.
I know that you have done already a few experiments. I read on your findings of this study that over 2 weeks of hot weather last summer, you were able to grow spinach with a crop survival rate of 95%. What does this mean, this rate?
It means that we, for that experiment, started with 60 water spinach, and we ended up having 57 in the end, right? I have to explain what happened here. So the experiment was conducted in the summer in Saudi Arabia. The weather was very hot. The temperature was very high. We ended up having 95 to 97% of the survival rate, which is actually a very good number.
Have you tried the technology with other kind of crops or just spinach?
So far, we have tested this whole process with water spinach only.
What are the benefits of this application? I mean, the technology, of course, offers a sustainable and low-cost strategy to improve food and water security. Is it something that can bring more? This technology can bring more?
So we believe this technology is very suitable for providing electricity, water, crops in a decentralized manner for point of consumption. See, nowadays, we are still having in this world many people who still do not have access to electricity, who still do not have access to water. Those people, or many of them, currently live in off-grid community. We cannot rely on those very mature, centralized electricity generation, water generation to meet the need of those group of people. So decentralized technology like our technology is a cost-effective shortcut for delivering those life necessity to the off-grid community. So I believe this is a niche application scenario for our technology.
As you mentioned before, you tested the technology in Saudi Arabia. Is that correct?
That's
do you
right.
think that other areas, other areas will have some restrictions in the application of this specific technology?
So first we tested the technology in Saudi Arabia. It worked well. So then we believe that the technology itself is generally applicable to broad area without much geographical restriction. The only constraint I would say is that it is made for decentralized application. Therefore, even you have a very humid, climate, this technology can be utilized so long as you are providing this system to some small community, because for those community, getting electricity from regular grid, getting water from centralized water pipeline are not possible. So in this sense, I would say the application of our technology is wide and suitable for a wide range of the localities.
How much does this system cost in order to be built? I know that hydrogel as material is really cheap. Is it correct?
That's right. That's right. This is another reason why we choose hydrogel as the water harvesting material in our system. But still, at this point, we only tested our system with small PV cell at a small size. Therefore, we do not have a accurate estimate on the actual cost once the whole system is scaled up. But it is our intention to reduce the production costs while scaling up the whole system so that at a certain point, the whole process will become economical, attractive.
When do you plan to bring this technology and this system in the market?
We want to have this to be commercially available as soon as possible. But you know that we are scientists. We are not very good at scaling up things. So at this point, we are working with some industrial collaborators to push the scaling up process to go faster. At this point, we do not have a definitive time frame when this can be available, but we will be working very hard on it.
Professor, thank you very much for your time. It was really a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.